Hi, I'm your host, Lou Sitzer. Thanks for watching NCTV interviews. And I also want to thank the high school ROP class who consistently produces shows with NCTV, and Gil Dominguez, the instructor, doing a great job. Today we have a rather unusual show in that we're introducing the Grassies to Nevada County. And we have with us Andy Gonzalez and Joel D. Canfield, who are the co-founders of the Grassies, Sue Canfield, who is an administrator for the program, and we've got some great projects coming along. And so, Andy, if you would please give us a little information as to what the Grassies are, how it came about, and what's planned.
Well, I'll try and take a short amount of time on this. I moved up here a couple of years ago from Auburn. I enjoy playing music here in the music capital of Northern California. And, you know, there's just a huge grassroots movement of musicians it seems to be highly concentrated here in Nevada County, the music capital. So, and they like to be recognized, you know, with all the red carpet, the glitter and the applause from their peers. The term Grassies came from a play on a couple of words, Grass Valley and grassroots musicians. Similar to the Oscar, this will give grassroots musicians who far outnumber folks getting a Oscar, this will give them the chance to be recognized yearly.
So this will bring some awards to us locally, really acknowledging and recognizing the talent we have here.
That's right. Definitely, yes. And there are a lot of musicians here that I know personally that spend countless hours recording on the road, doing gigs, and this is a way for them to be recognized by their peers.
And this is a big event you're planning. Tell us a little bit about it.
It started out with the Nevada County Music Expo, which is a home show for, however, focusing on music. It's a home show style event, Saturday, April 28th, over at the Vets Hall in Grass Valley. The Grassies were something that was on my mind, and I just decided to introduce the Grassies the first time at the Music Expo this year. By the way, the Grassies, you should all attend that event. It will be 5 o'clock that evening. It's the crescendo of that whole day.
And when is that day?
Saturday, April 28th. 2007.
And where will it be held?
At the Veterans Memorial Hall, 255 South Auburn Street, downtown Grass Valley. And
we'll come back to that information periodically throughout the show, but why don't we go take a look at some of the talent that we have here. This is a local band. Actually, the manager of the band, Casey Dominguez, this is Strifer. Let's hear what they sound like.
Okay, that's what that.
Okay. So this is the event that's planned, and where were Stryfer performing this?
That performance is actually 2006 over Fright Night at the Miners Foundry, 2006. And Halloween.
Yeah, and this was a group that's received quite a bit of notice and some awards. Have you followed that at all?
I have. Actually, I did a story on them about a year ago in Tempo. I was over at their studio, just an incredible band. These guys are really up and coming. And they did travel back to Cleveland. They were on the Bodog tour. And just had a lot of extensive play time. Did quite well out there, I understand. And so I applaud Stryfer.
Yeah, I think that they competed in Sacramento for Northern California and got the best band in Northern California, went down to Southern California and took top honors there.
That's correct.
Representing the entire
That's right.
state, best band in the state.
Yeah.
So, and then they went on to Cleveland for a national competition. So this isn't the last that we've seen or heard of Stryfer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It's exciting. And only from the music capital can a band like this come from.
More and more, I think Nevada County is getting acknowledged as being the music scene, sort of the cool place for musicians to hang out.
Right.
And this is kind of a surprise. I mean, it's always had music and entertainment and the bar scene and so forth. But how do you think this musical acknowledgement, recognition has developed?
Shall I answer? There's a spiritual magnetism here. I remember 25 years ago I came here to see a musician who just happens to be receiving a Grassie this year. There was something, why not here? If it wasn't here, it was going to be somewhere else. I'm just glad it's here. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to move very far.
Well, you all are making it happen here.
We're part of that.
Yeah.
Myself, Joel, and Sue.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, how many awards are you giving out? Of course, these are undisclosed. They will be disclosed the night of the Grassies. How many awards are you giving out, and how did you determine the selection and types of music?
There will be 7 awards, one being a media award this year, 2007. I chose the awardees this year simply because we needed to get the Grassies off the ground. We didn't have a whole lot of time we had no time to put a panel together. These awardees, whether it be this year or next year or 5 years down the road, are worthy of a Grassie, and we will understand that as time goes on. I also want to say that there were thousands of musicians and sound studios and technicians out there that I could have chose to be part of these 7, and your turn is coming. Your turn is coming.
Right, so keep at it. Keep those garage bands happening. How about the types of music? Were you looking for a particular type, or are you establishing different categories?
What we're planning on for next year is to really have more of a nominations at the grassroots level. The website will have tools for people to nominate not only bands, but anyone related to the music scene, recording studios, the local stores, anybody that's involved in music. And then there will be a grassroots poll of who's worthy of a Grassie, and a panel that will really be the final arbiters of what happens. And for this year, Andy came up with the categories really based on who he had chosen to give the awards to. Part of the process over the first quarter towards next year will be to determine categories in advance so that we can give a little more focus to the volume of people who are going to be involved from the grassroots level. send us nominees based on these categories, but of course we'll always leave a none of the above for, so that essentially we want, at the grassroots level, you can't pigeonhole people, you can't always say we have these 11 categories.
So you're going to have an open category.
There's going to be an open
Maybe
category.
more than one.
Maybe we'll have open A and open B, but we will, over the next year, based on the jump we're going to get here, be able to have a lot more interaction and build tools that'll make this a process so that the Grassies will really be interactive, something that anyone that's interested in Northern California arts will be able to participate in the process from the day we start. My focus in all of this, because Andy's the promoter, my focus is that I've spent years building web tools to help companies streamline processes and things like that. And I've learned over the years that most people are either they're artistic or they're technological, but it's not often that you get people that can make that connection. One thing I've specialized in is I'm a musician myself, but I'm also a technical person. And I've discovered with bands that I've worked with that they don't always get how technology can make it easy for them to get noticed, to book gigs, to produce their own music. They're missing out on a lot of how technology can help them, and we want to help make that happen. They're musicians. That's what they're good at, and that's what they should focus on. We want to be able to, through the Grassies, through GrassieBaby.com, we want to be able to help them market themselves, use technology. YouTube and MySpace have kind of paved the way, but they're really not the future. Help people get a focused use of technology so that they can get everything that they want back out of what they're putting into their music, and they can do it without having to take their attention away from what they want to do.
So your website, which has just been posted, the intention is to be interactive.
Yes.
Maybe you could go on and to also help promote the groups that are less recognized or that are just getting started. So maybe you can talk a little bit more about the website for people who want to visit, what they'll encounter and how they can best use it.
Well, right now, Grassies.com and GrassieBaby.com are really in their infants right now. But we want to be able to promote local bands and other people in the music industry, give them a professional web presence, give them some input into what happens, but use our abilities from marketing, from technology, to give them a more professional presence than you're going to get on a do-it-yourself page like MySpace. And it'll be a place where they can actually get discovered. There are websites where if you tell people at the gig, here's our website, go read more about us, that's fine. But if you want to talk to someone who's outside of your fan base, you're not likely to get found when you're just one voice shouting among 20,000 or 20 million. We want to give people a smaller room to shout in and maybe some silences to yell into, so that if people don't know about a local artist like Tony Cole, Remley, Stryfer, maybe they don't know these names, but they should. Maybe they know they want some kind of jazzy blues rock, and they'll discover that that's what Tony Cole does, and she's good at it. They may not find that out by rummaging through the millions of pages at MySpace or the web in general, but they know they're interested in Northern California music, they're interested in the grassroots scene here, someone that they've seen locally. So now they've got a place they can come, see information about the band can promote themselves the way they want, but with some polish and some focus and direction that as musicians may not have been their focus in the past, because they're not necessarily marketing people, they're not necessarily technical people, they're not necessarily business people. So we want to give them some of what we've got so that we're giving back ourselves and help them go the direction they want to go and get back out of the music what they're putting into it.
So the old saying of think global, act local.
Absolutely.
Start with our own backyard, start with our own community, grow the event. It will speak for Northern California, and as the artists and the event grows in tradition and popularity, more people will take notice.
Exactly. There are Grassies all over the world.
And that's the other thing, is that will you be looking just at local artists? I mean, will your musical vision stay local, or as the Grassies grow throughout Northern California, are you looking beyond Northern California at all?
Why don't you answer that, Sue?
Well, it's my understanding that at this point in time, it's Northern California. However, we aren't going to limit ourselves whatsoever, and I am sure that as this thing grows 25 years down the road, we're going to be at least national.
Right.
Right, so there's a national vision
Yes.
as well. It's great. And so, Andy, maybe I know you are one of the visionaries of this project. Is there anything that needs to be further explored or expanded that we haven't touched on?
You know, I'm sure there is. We're growing all the time. This has all come together so quick. You know, I want to expound on what Joel has mentioned. You know, it's a mixture of vision and technology with creativity. You know, the term Grassies. Overnight. I get phone calls at 11 o'clock at night regarding this. I get phone calls all day long. You know, it's horrible having two jobs, but I want to do music, and I love music, and my heart is really into promoting and moving forward with the grassroots music movement. It's like wildfire, and it's contagious.
Well, it certainly has expanded here. You know, just in a few recent years, we've seen record companies, a new record label start up, Grassroots Records.
Tremendous company.
Yeah, and we've also Mikhail Graham, who has been a promoter for the Nevada City scene, has formed a new company and will be occupying the Miners Foundry as a musical venue. So as well as Cooper's and Center for the Arts has always been big for music.
Right.
So I mean, and your event takes place at the Grass Valley Veterans Hall, correct?
That's correct, 255 South Auburn Street.
And maybe what you could do is describe the time to show up, what to expect, who's playing. Give us a little details on that.
Sure. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can find tickets just about anywhere in Grass Valley, starting tomorrow.
You can come by NCTV. We have a stack of tickets. So essentially, it's a free event.
This is a free event. There's tickets made available to the community. Grab a ticket. Come on out. It's an informational ticket. The Grassies, the big part of the event is will take place, the award ceremony, at 5 p.m. But come on out. Grab a taco, a Coke, meet a lot of friends. Fender is going to be there, the Sierra Jazz Society, Mary Ellen, Foggy Mountain Music, Soundcheck Music, Lake of the Pines Music, Encore Music. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's going to be an open jam-style concert going on in a separate area aside from the main auditorium. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a kind of a carnival festival. All has to do with music. This is something that is new. This is not a concert, but we're going to have a lot of fun.
There will be live bands throughout the day. I know we have three different bands performing.
We have right now we have Strange Eye, we have Dreamtime, Liz McAteer will be on stage at 2:30, I believe. There is the Cool Heat Band, and we invite other bands and musicians to get involved as well.
And that's another thing that Andy and I agreed early on, was that we really want to hear what people have to say. That We have the contact form at the website is a great way to get in touch with us. But we want to hear what people have to say right now about their interest in the arts, music and related arts in Northern California, whether it's Grass Valley or anywhere in Northern California. What's going to happen between now and the expo? What happens at the expo and the Grassies? It's all pretty much settled, but we want to hear what people have to say. And this is not, we're not going to live in an ivory tower. Obviously, I guess black is the official uniform of the Grassies. But we didn't actually call each other this morning.
The three of you will be available throughout the day for this kind of conversation. And if people need to find you, just look for someone wearing black.
Look for someone in all black.
Okay,
and
so
back in black.
Sue, you're going to have to change a little bit.
Okay, well, I will then.
But that's a great thought. You know, more and more, I think people in the media are realizing that if anyone's going to be successful, it's going to be through the involvement of the public. And that's what gives it energy and liveliness, new ideas, you know, sort of out of the box. This is a new idea, but you're definitely open to others, the thoughts of others. So I know that Jane Rivar is going to be your
she's going to be our
mistress of ceremony?
Mistress of ceremonies for the Grassies.
Yeah. And we have a piece here of Jane performing. She's a wonderful performer.
This is a beautiful video of a gorgeous song.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't we go on to that, and then we can come back and give some wrap-up.
Good.
The whole video because it's gorgeous. Jane has it at her website, Jane Rivar, JaneRivar.com. It'll also be available at Grassies.com. We have a copy of it to post there. It's a nice video.
Right. And she and her husband have a great ranch that they have opened to the musical scene as well in the Penn Valley area. So she is definitely a presence here and wants to
very much so.
Wants to have her ranch, which is set up for music, to have more musical events there. Yeah. Yeah. Great. So, Sue, as we wrap up the show, tell us a little bit more about what you do to influence the group here. Keep these guys in line.
Yes, I keep them in line. I'm very much, any administrative tasks that need to be done, I'm very much involved in the website and making sure things there are taken care of. And one thing I wanted to mention was that for local musicians that want to have their music on the Grassies website, to contact us using the contact form at Grassies.com. We've already got a lot of music up there, and the more that we can get and expose these bands, give them exposure really, that would be great. So just go to the website and we'll get your information up there.
All right. Well, good. So once again, tell us the date and time of the event, place of the event.
Okay. It is Saturday, April 28th, over at the Veterans Memorial Hall on South Auburn Street in Grass Valley. And we expect thousands of people throughout the day to visit. We expect a huge showing, all the media glitter, red carpet for the Grassie Awards. come out and be a Grassie too.
You can come out as early as 9 in the morning. There will be bodies there, and Cool Heat will be playing until 9 at night after the Grassies.
From 7 o'clock tonight.
7 to 9.
So the event ends about 9 o'clock. It's a free event with food and drink, no alcoholic beverages, and people who are curious should come, as well as musicians who are or aspiring musicians.
Come out and be part of the explosion and the Grassies.
Great. Well, I want to thank you all. I want to wish you the best of luck with the Grassies. I know it's a big leap to take, and I want to applaud your efforts. And so I want to also thank you for watching NCTV, and please stay tuned for more great programming.